Like you're chasing things that don't quite satisfy, or that the world around you seems increasingly chaotic, maybe even wrong? We see conflict, unhappiness, a sense that something fundamental is broken. We talk a lot about what we do or what we think, but what if the real root of a lot of our struggles, both internal and external, isn't just about our actions or our beliefs, but about our loves? Specifically, the order of our loves. There's an old, incredibly powerful concept, most famously explored by the philosopher and theologian Augustine, called Ordo Amoris. In Latin, that simply means the order of love. Now that might sound simple. The order of love? What does that even mean? It means recognizing that everything we desire, everything we strive for, everything we care about, we love it in some sense. And the order in which we hold these loves, their relative importance to us, dictates our lives, our character, and the very shape of our world. Think of it like this: our soul, our life, is a vast garden, and our loves are the forces that determine what grows there, how it's tended, and whether it flourishes or becomes choked with weeds. Augustine, centuries ago, looked at the world and human nature and came to a profound conclusion. Misery and sin aren't just random bad things. They are, fundamentally, the result of a disordered love, a dis-ordo amoris. Imagine a symphony orchestra. Each instrument, the violins, the trumpets, the drums, they are all good instruments. They produce good sounds. But if the conductor tells the drums to play as loud as possible all the time, drowning out the melody, or if the violins are trying to play the trumpet's part, what do you get? Not music. You get noise, chaos. It's not that the instruments are evil. It's that their sounds, good in themselves, are in the wrong order, the wrong proportion, the wrong relationship to each other and to the overall composition. Our loves are like those instruments. We love comfort, we love pleasure, we love recognition, we love our families, we love truth, we love beauty, maybe we love God or a higher power. These are all things that are, in themselves, potentially good things to love.
The idea of Ordo Amoris proposes that there is a natural or proper hierarchy to these loves. At the top, according to Augustine and many others in this tradition, is the ultimate, unchanging good, the source of all being, truth, and beauty. For him, that was God. But even if you don't use that language, you can perhaps understand it as the ultimate, non-contingent reality, truth itself, love itself. Below that, you love things that are permanent or eternal, things like wisdom, virtue, justice. Below that, you love things that are good but less permanent, your relationships with others, your community. And at the bottom, you love the transient things, possessions, physical pleasures, reputation. The key isn't not to love the lower things. Augustine didn't say don't enjoy food, or don't value your belongings, or don't seek pleasure. That would be absurd, and frankly, impossible for humans. The key is to love them according to their place in the order, to love the lower things for the sake of or through the higher things. You love your possessions because they allow you to live and perhaps help others, ultimately pointing towards a greater good. You love pleasure as a fleeting, good experience within a life lived for higher purposes. You love your relationships as reflections or paths towards ultimate connection. When your loves are ordered correctly, everything feels right. Your actions flow naturally from your values. You find a deeper, more sustainable happiness because you're not asking things that are temporary to give you eternal satisfaction. But what happens when this order gets flipped? when we have a dis-ordo amoris. This is where we see the connection to that powerful idea. Evil isn't a separate force or thing. It's a corruption, a twisting, a perversion of something good. Think about it. Is love itself evil? No, love is profoundly good. Is desire evil? No, desire is the engine of life, growth, and connection. The problem, the corruption, arises when you take the good impulse of love or desire and attach it or prioritize it wrongly. Greed. It's not that money is evil. Money is a tool, a resource, a good thing in its proper place, a transient love, useful for higher ends. Greed is the corruption of valuing money more than integrity, more than relationships, more than justice, turning a useful tool into an idol, an ultimate end in itself. You're loving a transient thing as if it were the ultimate good. Lust. It's not that physical pleasure or attraction is evil. These are natural, good parts of human experience. Lust is the corruption of this desire, isolating it from relationship, commitment, and respect for another person's dignity, which belongs higher in the order, loving people, not as objects for pleasure. You're loving a fleeting sensation as if it were the ultimate connection or purpose. Pride. It's not that having a healthy sense of self-worth or wanting to do good work and be recognized is evil. These are good. Pride is the corruption of self-love, inflating it beyond its proper place, valuing your own status or will more than truth, more than the well-being of others, more than humility before something greater. You're loving your own limited self as if it were the ultimate reality.
In every case of what we call evil, from small acts of selfishness to large-scale cruelty, you can often trace it back to a fundamental disordering of love. Taking something that is good in its rightful place and elevating it, worshiping it, or seeking it in a way that corrupts its nature and damages the whole. When we love the lower things excessively, we inevitably misuse or disregard the higher things. We sacrifice truth for comfort, integrity for gain, people for pleasure, wisdom for fleeting novelty. And this leads to inner conflict, outward conflict, a constant state of dissatisfaction because nothing transient can ever fill the space meant for the eternal. This is the profound insight of Ordo Amoris. It's not just a philosophical concept, it's a diagnostic tool for the human condition. Why are we unhappy? Often, it's because we are asking things to provide joy they aren't designed for. Why is the world broken? Because collectively, we often love power more than justice, possessions more than people, comfort more than truth. So, what do we do about it? Reordering our loves isn't a one-time fix, it's a lifelong practice. It requires self-awareness, reflection, and a conscious effort to identify what we truly value at the deepest level and align our everyday loves with that ultimate good. It means asking tough questions. What do I spend most of my time, energy, and thought on? Is that truly where my deepest values lie? Am I loving things for themselves or through them towards something higher? Understanding Ordo Amoris gives us a map. It shows us that the path to flourishing, both individually and collectively, isn't about eradicating love or desire, but about directing it rightly. About bringing harmony to the symphony of our souls, so that each good love plays its proper, beautiful part. It's a challenging idea, but an incredibly freeing one when you grasp it. Your life isn't chaotic because love is messy. It's chaotic because the order of your loves is misaligned. Okay, that's a lot to chew on. What do you think is the hardest thing to love in its proper order? Let me know in the comments below. I'd love to hear your perspective. If you found this exploration of Ordo Amoris thought-provoking, please hit that like button,
Subscribe if you haven't already, and share this video with anyone who you think might find it valuable. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.